This is the Buried Treasure book tag. This tag was created by Too Fond of Books. It's a great tag consisting of 10 prompts. The first prompt is a book that has been on your shelf a long time, but you have never talked about it on your channel. I'm going to show off a bit here because I have a Folio Society book, and complete this slipcase. I don't think I've talked about this book on my channel. No, I don't think so. Wow. This is the Song of Roland, or the Song of Roland, since it's French. Epic poem from 740 something, I can't quite remember the time period, but an ancient poem nonetheless. Okay. The Song of Roland first emerged in France as a popular narrative poem, usually sung by minstrels with a musical accompaniment. It was composed to honour the defeat and death in AD 778 of the Christian knight Roland, while fighting in Charlemagne's campaign against the Saracens in Spain. The song was formalised and written down in the form which we possess today, towards the end of the 11th century. The translation by C.K. Scott Moncrief, upon which this folio edition is based, was published in 1919 by Chapman and Hall, and is a translation of the earliest version of the epic in the 12th century manuscript known as M.S. Dingby 23 Part 2, held in the Bodleian Library in Oxford. So it's 141 pages, and it has the layout of a poem. And it also has illustrations. I'll show you these illustrations. Wow. And these illustrations are by Anna and Elena Balbuso. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Balbuso. And it has an introduction by John Burnside, quite a famous poet. Oh. Being a folio book, it's hardback and it's beautiful, it's perfectly binded. Folio editions do cost quite a bit, but the quality really is obvious. Number 2, a book with a cover so awful it's actually awesome. Well, I don't know about awesome, but if we can find it. We have Side Effect by Raymond Hockey. And that's a pretty hideous front cover. It really looks like it's looking into my soul. I've not read this, but it was cheap. I think it was apparently £2. It's quite faded. Don't know if you can see that. Maybe not. But sort of medical science fiction. Although from the cover it looks like horror. But I don't know how I got it, but that cover really did almost put me off. Yeah. I'm also not a fan of the font. You know, it's like American football font. Number 3. A book you love that you wish everyone would read. Well, I have to turn to Philip K. Dick for that one. This is "Flow My Tears," the policeman said. And if I had, I would suggest Counterclock World, but "Flow My Tears," the policeman said, is another great work of imagination by Philip K. Dick. The story has quite a few twists and turns. Number 4. A well-known author's underappreciated work. And this is the question I really struggled with. This is the one I thought was the hardest. So really what I've done is I've just settled with 2 stories by Walter Scott. We have 2 Drovers, and we have what's the other one? Wandering Willie's Tale. I've had a copy, I would say Solar by Ian McEwan, but the copy I read was I think it was a library book. But well, I'd say Sir Walter Scott's quite a famous writer, so I would go with these 2 short stories. Number 5. The oldest edition of a book on your shelves. I don't think that I have that many old books. I would say it's mostly graphic novels and manga and science fiction, and they're not very old, but I have this book from, I believe, from 1901. I don't have any books from the 1800s, so I would say this is the oldest book on my shelves. This is A Tale of College Life by Julian Home. Prompt number 6. An author on your shelves that you've never heard anyone else talk about. I think there's quite a few, but I'm going to go to Scotland for the answer to this one. And this is the very talented Alan Bissett, and this is actually a play called The Moira Monologues, a very funny comedy. But he's written, I don't know, about 5 or 6 books. He started with Boy Racers. That was his debut novel. After that was The Incredible Alan Spark. After that, Death of a Ladies' Man. And then after that was Pac-Man. And he's written numerous plays, I don't know how many. and got a signed copy. And I've seen the play performed on 2 occasions. It's really funny, really good. Prompt number 7, a book you love from your shelves you haven't read in over 5 years. And once again, I'm going to go with Philip K. Dick. And this is Valis by Philip K. Dick. How to describe it? I would say it's a fever dream. That's how I would describe it. I don't know if it really resembles a novel, but it's some far out wacky stuff. And I haven't read this maybe in a decade, probably, maybe longer than that. Prompt number 8, a book you remember reading in your childhood. And I'm pretty sure in my childhood, or numerous times, I read The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain. Maybe I've read this book 3 times, I think. Tom Sawyer, I think probably less. The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. What can I say? Classic, an all-time classic. Number 9, a book you love from a genre you don't tend to read from. I'm going to go to crime for this one, and I don't actually have a copy of Laidlaw by William McIlvanney. This is the sequel to Laidlaw. I think it's a Laidlaw. I think it's a trilogy. This is Strange Loyalties. William McIlvanney was, I think, quite a highly thought of crime writer. I think he did win a number of awards for his writing. It's what's called Tartan Noir, which is Scotland's version of Raymond Chandler novels, really. I think all of these are set in my home city of Glasgow. I'm pretty sure it's a trilogy, but there may have been more Laidlaw novels. And finally, number 10, tag a booktuber who has buried treasure in their videos. What I want to do is to tag the person of the previous tag that I did, and that is B&B Books. I'm not too sure how extensive your book collection is, but I think you probably do have some treasure. And also, this is a fun tag. It's a great chance to go through your bookshelves, which we might all be doing now. I definitely need to clean mine. And hopefully you'll find some treasure. Thanks for watching. Bye.